Yo, what's up, guys? We're doing some maintenance at the FinTech office today. So today I saw there was a bunch of stuff going down, and so I wanted to come in, check the algorithms. We know that that Bitcoin mining is coming down a little bit, so we're gonna do some adjustments there also today, and then we're gonna check out some other coins maybe to mine today. So figured I'd just stream and talk to you guys if you guys got any questions. Also, maybe while I'm letting things download and stuff, I can browse through the browse through the Bitcoin.pub and answer some of y'all's questions. So right now, all I'm doing is I'm just switching over our first rig, which we call our problem child rig. It's the first rig we put up. It has some issues with just shutting down on us randomly, and it's just one of those things. You just always have like your problem child rig, just like we talked about with BiteSizeMining, or not BiteSizeMining, BitSpeed. You just have your problem child rigs, and that's what this rig is our problem child. So all I'm doing now is getting it restarted, making sure it's at least can restart and get mining again. It's mining Bitcoin at the moment. It's doing okay. I think it's hashing about 150 mega hashes per second. It's a 6 GPU rig, RX 480s or what's on it. So we're gonna let it sit for a minute before I switch it over to another computer and see about it. Let's see if I can maybe turn this a little bit so you guys can see. Yeah, it's not really gonna work that well, but we can answer whatever questions you guys have. I hope some people here join us and we can answer your questions. Let's see here. Oh man. Alright. Roll call. The Bumpy Road Mining Farm. 8 of 10, man. This guy, he's always on the pub. He's a regular here, and he's building his own mining rig setup, and it looks pretty awesome. Pretty jealous about his setup here. It's all nice and fancy. It's good looking. I think he's running 1080 or 1070 Ti's, I believe. He's killing it on the hash rates, but I know that he is having some difficulty with his cooling now. I'm trying to find the picture that he was showing us earlier. That let me see. There he is, right there. That's his cooling system right there. He's got some fans that are blowing the outside air in. He's got some nice Red Bulls sitting right there on the window. But man, look at that big pack of Red Bull right there. I never even noticed that before. He's killing it with some Red Bull. But he's got these fans going right now. I think he said down below that he's having some issues because it's been snowing, and he's actually been pulling in some snow, and it's been touching his motherboard. I think that's what he's talking about right here, and it's crashing his system. So he asked, how do we solve our cooling issues? I showed him this picture here, and you guys can see that's right there. That is our 4-ton AC unit. It's just AC. There's no heating coils in it, so we're not doing any of that as far as heating this room. The GPUs do quite a good job doing that by themselves, so no worries. I'm having to do that there, but system looks pretty good setup. He's asking me how many watts does that have. I believe you say it's 220 watts is what it pulls. Can't remember the exact math that we did on this, but I believe it was about 220 watt. Here, let's just go ahead and do the calculation real quick right here. I can bring it up here. You can actually estimate your Bitcoin or your wattage for your AC unit online. So I think AC wattage, best calculator, there you go. So calculate your energy consumption. So watts per day, it's a 220 watt, it's a 220 watt AC unit. So 220, and it's pretty much running 24 hours a day. Let's see here. There's the calculations right there. So you would do 220 times 24, and then divided by 1,000, so you can get your kilowatt hours times 30 days, and you would come out, and then multiply it by your consumption. So if I do that math real quick here, calculator. If I do that math real quick, it's 220 times 24 hours a day divided by 1,000 times 30 days. It's about 158 kilowatt hours. So let's go ahead and respond to him with that answer. So 158 kilowatt hours per month. And it's about that much. There's some downtime. It does go down about, or it does turn off about every 55 minutes. So it goes through like a 5-minute defrost, cooling, or whatever you want to call it, time period. So yeah. Let's see, internet. Does he have anything on here? Missed the stream, we'll watch it now. Sweet, bro. He's online now. So let me see if I can bring some more people in here real quick. Let's create a new topic. Add a topic here. BiteSizeMining live stream. Maintenance. I don't know why I always have a hard time spelling maintenance. See if we can share the link to the live stream. Not where we want to go. Back to YouTube. Alright, so that's all set up. Go back to the mining section here, see if there's any more questions people have got on here. I'll answer them now live. Start at the bottom here. Is mining worth it? My mining estimates calculator may not. Alright, what does he say here? Pigsfoot, you're a regular here. So I see, I've written a mining estimator in Excel, but it should convert to Google Sheets quite easily. Yes, they do. You just import it in and it comes right over. Basically input the cost of components for your rig, how many rigs you have, and the power costs. You will also need to know how quick you can mine, and finally current value of ETH. So you're assuming that everyone's going to mine Ethereum, or any coins for that matter. Alright. The spreadsheet is based in GPB. I'm guessing that's like British pounds. But if you remove the conversion rate from GBP to USD, you can enter what currency you want. Okay. Basically, all the yellow cells can be altered. For those who do not have a rig, leave the calculations I have in there as is. They're based on 6-card GPU. Okay, RX 480s. Alright. Hope this helps. Let's check it out. Let's see what his thing that he created here. Wow. So one mining rig, 6 cards, hours mined 44. Interesting. So it says if we remove the conversion, can't edit it, I'd have to save it down. So what's up, Tark? Or Tarek? Man, you always jumping on, first one on. I appreciate it, man. So rig power usage, you misspelled usage, bro. It's hard for me to really understand this because of all the British pounds and stuff. I'm just gonna ignore it and assume it's like or look at it as if it was USD. So 130 watts per GPU. Okay. Rig power usage, number of cards. So if you're gonna put, I would say if you put number of cards here, 8, I would almost want it to link to a way that you could like input the number of rigs like you have here, number of rigs, and then underneath it number of cards, and then have that automatically equal this. What's up, Therez? So that's not a bad calculator. Still a couple things. Like I said, I would want to put the GPU over here, so that way you could enter that number manually. Because maybe let's say you have 2 rigs, but you only have 10 GPUs, and you're still building it out. That way, it gives you a better consumption down this way. And of course, you can always add more, subtract more. Is the RX 480 a 4 gig card? I feel like it's an 8 gig card. RX 580. Let's see. Google. I just want to be sure that I'm saying this right. RX 580. Okay, Newegg, whatever. Look, see right there, 5 gig or 8 gig card. Okay, so there's a 4 gig card. There's also an 8 gig card, right, for the 580. Yeah. See, 8 gig card. 230 for the 8 gig card or 4 gig card. Yeah, that's not. I don't know if I would even start to build rigs now with just 4 gig cards. I would probably jump it up to 8 gig cards. 4 gigs will probably get phased out here pretty soon. 8 gigs of RAM, mining PSU. That's pretty cheap for a mining PSU. Even with the conversion, I think even with the conversion, USD would probably be like $120. You're gonna need a lot more than that for running these. I guess since you're running the 480 or the 580s, 4 gigs, maybe that's why you got it so cheap. The frame, $40. Okay. You got that 8 and 8. Maybe this changes that number down there. Let's see, 6. 6. Why can't I do it? 6. Okay. Edit in browser? Maybe I can edit it now. 6. Does it change? Yay, it does change. Okay, so he does have it. He has it right here. So that's not bad. So I guess you can go in here and change this to whatever you want. Put it in the pound, or put in your cost. He has it in pounds. We'll put it in USD and then go across, and you can do your calculations. And let's see, what else has he got on here? He's got it so that you can see what your cost per electricity is per day. Alright. Total watts per rig. Okay, so maybe this should be in kilowatt hours. Instead, put some units to this, kilowatt hours. Alright, so estimate how much you would mine. Total estimated current price. You can actually, there's a way, another guy in the forum actually found a way that you can actually get this. If you have it if you leave it in Google Documents like this, you can get it to go fetch the current price of ETH, but that's just adding more complexity to your sheet. So based on exchange rate of 75.75, monthly turnaround, monthly profit. Okay. So number of months to pay off, 5.61. So right now we're looking at a 5.61 month period, payoff period. So about 6 month payoff period. That's pretty good. Now your ROI changes almost daily. I've done a video before on it where I've kind of stressed that you need to do your ROI calculations quite frequently, because they do change a lot. So if you guys need to get that changed, then or get it updated, I would definitely check it out every once in a while. Alright, let's see if we can go back to the Bitcoin.pub here. Hey, Tarek, tell me, are you mining, or are you just investing? Actually, anyone in the stream, tell me whether you're mining or you're investing. How is your mining going? How's your operation going? Or how your investments are going? Cryptocurrency mining on 65 plus iPhones. How much money? Wow. So I guess he's talking about doing, it's another video, I guess he's talking about doing the Electronium, which is a new coin that you can apparently mine from your phone. I don't know about that. The cooling on my phone is not that great. I mean, I just play games on it every once in a while, and it burns my hands sometimes, it feels like. RX 480s, the best cards in my humble opinion. RX 580s aren't bad. He's doing some comparisons on here. Wattages. A lot of stuff in here. A lot of good information in here. Tarek, right now, just went all into ICX, but I'm interested in mining. Once I got the capital, what coins do you suggest is best for ROI? Only investing, energy is quite expensive where I live. So the best coins for mining right now, I would say, I think it's Zencash. I would check out what to mine. It gives you a good idea. It's not super accurate, but it gives you a good idea where the best place to mine is. And it doesn't like this half-screen version, apparently. So I think the last time I entered it in, I entered in our stuff. There we go. So let's see. So see, Zencash is near the top. The Nicehash is even making its way back to the top. I wish this would give me an option to show this a little bit less. Let's see. Here we go. So we're running with 6 RX 480s and 60 GTX 1070s. Let's see what this calculates to. Are we still mining Vertcoin? We are right now. I'm in the office right now messing with the Vertcoin stuff. So Hush is right now the top mining. I don't really know too much about that coin, but it's saying about 225 a day. It's up 122% in the last 24 hours. Zencash, I'm going to actually set some computers up today on Zencash in the mining office. So Zencash is at 219, up 107%. When I look at these, when I look at the last 24 hours, I want to make sure there's no super spike in profitability, because that's kind of like a indicator that there's a surge, and you want to stay away from that, because what ends up happening is you end up setting everything up, getting everything good to go, and then it drops down to like number 12 on the list. So if you look now, Vertcoin is way down here at the bottom, saying that the profitability is about 143 a day. It's down to 91% of what it was doing in the last 24 hours. So I always check that. So he's in Germany. Cool. London. It's expensive here too, but you can try to get a fixed rate for 2 years. What's nice now is I'm in America, so I'm in Georgia, and during the winter months we actually get a reduced rate. I think we're at once we go over 1,000 kilowatt hours, I believe our rate is around 8 cents per kilowatt hour. So it's really good during the winter months. We still have to have the AC unit running. This is a shared office space, so the landlord is actually across the hall from me, and then we have 4 other people here. And if I tell them don't turn the heater on in the winter, then they're gonna freeze in their offices. So I've actually got the vent to this office closed, and we just have the AC unit in here runs in here, and it's pretty cool. I've got my jacket off right now because it actually turned off a second ago and got really hot in here, so I had to switch that up. But Tarek, for your information, I would say check out what to mine, and then do your best at analyzing which coins to mine. You can always ask here too, and just get people's opinion about what the best coin to mine right now is. Like I said, today I'm going to set up some Zencash on some of these mining rigs. I'll probably do it on maybe 2 or 3 mining rigs here. I'm still sitting right now on our problem child, our #1 child, and looks like everything's okay. It looks like it's back up and running. It's hashing away. It's doing Vertcoin on one-click miner. Let's see. From an investment perspective, for the most profitable coin to mine, be good midterm investment. Zcash being a bellwether. From an investment perspective, it's hard to say. It's really hard to say what's going to happen with the coin. You kind of have to do the research, and that's why I say when you check out what to mine, also check out what it's doing within that time period. It'll give you a good idea of whether or not it's a good coin to get into. Like, for example, we started mining Vertcoin, and Vertcoin was doing really well. In the very beginning, it was around $8 to $9 per coin, and even up to 10. And then lately, it's dropped down to like $6.65, I believe. So we're still mining at an okay profitability, but we could be mining something a lot better. That's one of the reasons why I'm going to move some of the computers over to Zencash today. Do you use Hashflare? I saw that it increased their prices for the new contract, hurting folks. I don't cloud mine. I don't believe in cloud mining. I think it's I wouldn't call it a scam. Hold on, my wife just texted me and I forgot to do something. Hold on, give me 1 second here, guys. That's the problem with live streaming, is when life comes in, you gotta answer it, right? Okay. Alright, let's see if he can answer that. I don't do cloud mining. I think someone on here had actually started talking about Hashflare. There it is, Hashflare experiment. So the Wasp, he's running his own little experiment on it. Like I just told him, no referral links. It looks like he removed that referral link. And yeah, he said the same thing. The Hashflare increased the prices, and he's not able to keep, I guess, reinvesting so he can get more and more hash power. That's the thing that I don't like. Yo, what's up, Peter? I don't like that because you have to think about cloud mining, and this is what I think about it. Like, if you go and you buy a 1-year contract, you've basically bought them. You've paid what they could have made in over a year. You've paid that up front, and so you've now taken on all of the risk, and they have no risk. So that's the reason why I don't like cloud mining. Again, it's because you pay their expenses for the entire year, basically, or their upfront costs, and now they're not working towards an ROI. You are. So you have all of the risk, and they have no risk, honestly, because if you they can at any time, if you look at their contracts, at any time they can cancel your contract. They can say you had a breach in your contract for, I don't know, maybe you went to a competitor, maybe you went to Genesis Mining and they found out that you were mining on 2 different sources. So one of the reasons why I don't like cloud mining. So Peter just joined us. I'm glad Peter's in here. We can give some more information on that. Yeah, tweet it out. Thanks, Peter. Everyone else, I'd appreciate it if you tweeted it out. Click the like button, all that good stuff. I went crazy minimalist January. Let's see. So yeah, so that's my opinion about cloud mining. 170k followers. I would love to have 170k followers. So I think our problem child, Peter, I think our problem child is actually working fine now. I don't know why it always keeps going down, just having errors and stuff, but it's back up and running. I am going to now, you guys are going to probably see me leave the webcam area, because I'm actually going to go start moving some other stuff over real quick, but I'm still here. I'm still talking to you guys. Just let me know if you have any questions on mining. I'm here to answer them while I'm sitting here doing all the maintenance on our rigs. So I don't think you guys can hear because of the microphone, but the AC unit just turned off, and I'm sweating. It's hot. It literally just turned off, and I'm already sweating. So for those of you who are looking to start mining and you want to mine at scale like Peter and I do, just know you're going to have to invest in something like this, because it does get really hot really fast. Nice new mic. It's the same mic. Let's see. So another issue that we're having with the Bitcoin mining stuff is that the original pool that we were mining from went down, and with one-click miner, what you can do is you can actually set up multiple pools. So like if a pool goes down, it'll go to the next pool and it'll start mining on that pool, and then if that one goes down, it goes down, you know, and so it makes sure that you keep mining, and just in case a pool goes down. And so that's basically what happened. Is we've had a pool go down, and so now we're mining on a different pool. That different pool has a higher fee associated with it, and I believe that's what's causing a lot of our profitability to go down. What do you think about moving the desk and the mining rigs around the background? You know, I could probably do that, but the problem is that then I can't actually work on the rigs because of where the where the monitor is and how everything connects to these. I don't have enough space to do all that. But maybe if I do this again, what I can do is get another camera or something and work on putting that stuff in the background. Yeah, a second camera would work pretty good. So this one's hashing is pretty good, but I don't like the server it's mining on. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to stop it, and then I'm going to start it again so that we can get back on the other one. Yep. Alright, so now it's going to mine back on the other one. Also, the one that's the number one has lower latency, so it will have less rejected shares. We want to see the hardware. So is it still worth to start mining these days with smaller rate? Yeah. Mining is still it's a linear progression. So whether or not you're mining with 1 GPU or you're mining with 60 GPUs, your profitability percentage is still the same. Well, a little bit different, I guess, because if you invested the money into all the other components, like the motherboard and things like that. But I would say that if you have an existing computer, and let's say you game now, yeah, it's definitely worth starting. Where I would start, I would suggest you start with something like Nicehash. Super easy to set up, and they pay you in Bitcoin, and that's what you kind of want. Even with what we're doing here with Vertcoin, we still convert it over. We still always convert it over to Bitcoin in the end, but it is a hobby. It has to be. You have to look at it as a hobby, and not so much as getting rich. It's not a get rich quick type thing. It's a hobby. So Peter says, however, taking into consideration mining as a business versus mining as a hobby, the costs aren't linear. That's right. How many GPUs can I set up per motherboard? So it depends on your motherboard. There's motherboards now that are that can handle like 12 GPUs, I believe. I've seen some crazy stuff. Let's see if we can. What is that one motherboard called? Let's see. BiteSizeMining motherboard. I bet you that brings it up right up. Look at this thing. Yeah, the Asus P250. So I really highly suggest this brand. Every single time we've used this brand, we have been able to set things up without a problem for mining. It's been super easy. This one here, you guys can see it's got, I think this is 12 connections. Let's see, where's specs? Specs, give me specs. Whatever, we'll just count it. Let's see, there's 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 3, 18. So 18 spots. You're gonna need a lot of power. I would suggest you go to Coolmaster. Coolmaster has a calculator. So say Coolmaster calculator, look at that. Coolmaster calculator. You can go into your power supply calculator, and you'll enter in what you have. I don't know if it doesn't go all the way up to 18 though. It only goes up to 8 on this calculator, but you should be able to get an idea of how much power you're going to need for that. And I believe somebody else on the pub is actually using it, or even Bits Be Trippin'. He might even have a video on it. Gotta run the errands. I'll be back later. So yeah, what Peter was talking about as far as the argument on Bitcoin.pub is there was a question on here which was, when is mining better than investing? That was actually his question, and maybe it fell. Here it is. when is mining better than investing in Bitcoin? So there's a huge discussion back and forth between Peter and Nico about when is it more profitable, and there was a lot of debate. Even Peter and I have different opinions on it, but I still believe that it's more profitable. I think right here, when you look at just the question of when it's more profitable, you have to really look at when is the coin, or the coin that you're mining can't have any huge gains. Meaning that if, let's say, you invested $1,000 into Bitcoin, or you have the chance to either invest $5,000 into Bitcoin, or you could invest into a mining rig at $5,000 worth of mining software or hardware. And then if Bitcoin doubles, right? So with your mining, you're trying to catch how much Bitcoin you could have bought with that 5,000. That's how that's one way that I look at it. So let's say during that time you could have bought 0.3 Bitcoin. All right. So your mining rig, you're trying to get to 0.3 Bitcoin, and if 0.3 Bitcoin keeps going up cash-wise, right? It's keep going up. If it keeps doubling and tripling, then it's harder and harder for you to take your GPU mining and get to whatever that coin doubles, triples, whatever it's to. So that's why I say that as long as it doesn't have huge gains, you should be okay. And then also the coin that you're mining has to have relatively small losses. So if you're not constantly converting it over to Bitcoin every single day, you want to make sure that the losses of that coin that you're mining are very minimal. And then you also need to shoot for the shortest ROI period possible. Right now that's with the ASIC miners. I think the ASIC miners, if you can get an early batch, I think some of those are even paying back within like 6 to 8 weeks. I think we've got people on the pub right now that are saying that their mining on ASICs the ROIs are getting extended further and further, mainly because more of the deliveries are coming out, and so the difficulties shoot up, and so your profitability goes down when difficulties go up. So that's when I would say mining is more profitable than investing. But I would also just caution that mining should be looked at more as a hobby and supporting the system more than making more money. Yeah. For example, for the Vega 64 rig, you can use just about any motherboard. Just about any motherboard is going to support that rig. If you're looking to go like six of them, 6 GPUs, there's actually a guy on the forum, I think it was Jason.net. He actually has a running topic that he was keeping updated about the Vega 64s. Let's see if we can find it here. Yeah, right here, AMD RX Vega 64 mining rig. So yeah, Jason Masternet, he actually went through and he's got his full setup, and he's giving you all kinds of data on it, and then I think he also gives you some overclocking details in here somewhere. But he's been, there you go, pushing 43 mega hashes. This was back in August. Let's see when the last time he updated this was. There's a lot of posts. If you look, there's 143 posts on here about, specifically, Jose, about what you're talking about. There's the finished rig actually right there. He's got lots of good stuff on here, showing you how he put it together. The power supply. So Jason Master, he actually went through and did a tutorial about how you can set up using server GPUs or server PSUs instead of using like these regular computer PSUs. You use these two things over here. These are server PSUs, and then he's got the setup for all of those. These are the power supplies that go to your GPUs. So he's done a whole tutorial about how to get this whole thing set up. That's his motherboard. I can't tell. It's a BioStar, so he's got the BioStar on there. But yeah, he's got a lot of good information. You should definitely check it out if you're looking to do the RX 64s or the RX Vega 64s. And the nice thing about those are that they're supposed to be resistant to a lot of the GPU scaling issues. I'm gonna step out of frame again for a second, get the next computer up and running, making sure it's running on the same algorithm we want it to run on. Alright, this one looks like it's doing good. 213 megahashes per second. None of these are overclocked, by the way. We're running all these without overclocking, and mainly the reason why is because you can do all the overclocking, you get an extra 5 megahashes per second, but if that card for whatever reason crashes, you lose a lot of money. And with us not being right by our rigs, it's really not worth it for us to run that risk of overclocking it, the computer going down, and then looking and seeing, oh, we must have a rig down, and then having to come over here and fix it. Now these they do go down by themselves anyways. Most of the time it's unexplained, maybe a power surge or something like that, but nothing we can really do about it if they do go down. So again, this one I'm just resetting it because of the pool that we had. We had a pool that was a lot bit more profitable and a lot less fees associated with the pool. And when it went down, we ended up started making less money because the new pool that we got onto was had higher fees. So we'll get all that on there. I'm also going to set up some rigs today on Nicehash. So Nicehash came out with some really big news, saying that if you mine to their wallet, if you mine to their Nicehash wallet, and then you want to transfer it out, you can do it without any fees. So that's really good. I'm wondering if they had some kind of partnership with Coinbase after this hack that they just went through. So I'm gonna change over some of these rigs. I'm gonna change them over to Nicehash. We were running an experiment on Nicehash during the time that the hack happened. I believe we lost out on a good bit of money, but Nicehash has come out and said that whatever you were mining at that time, whatever you were expected to get paid out, they're gonna pay you for that, which is really good. I don't know of any company that would probably do that. So as far as whether or not it really happened or not, if they're gonna pay you back, I think it's a moot point. There's no point in not going back if that was where you were mining. They make it easy and convenient so that you don't have to do all the converting over to Bitcoin. Jose asks again, the ones that are easy for me to get are Gigabyte. Is there a difference between, or is there a difference with the others like Isis, etc.? There is a difference. The difference comes when you're setting up the BIOS. The ease of setting it up with the Asus is that it's literally like maybe 5 or 6 setups. I've actually done a tutorial on it too, where there's like 3 or 4 menus you go into. You just click, change to Gen 2 or whatever, and then you're off to the races. Gigabyte is still a good motherboard. I'm curious to know why it's easier for you to get that rather than Asus. Where are you located? Are you in But yeah, tell me where you're located, and I'm just curious to know why it's easier for those ones. If you can get the Asus, I would get the Asus. And guys, don't forget to hit the like button and tweet it out. Let's get the news out. I'm here doing this live, doing the maintenance on our stuff here, answering any questions you guys have, answering questions on the Bitcoin.pub. Hoping to get the word out, really. This guy just got his ASIC miner already, so that we actually have people on the pub who actually did a like a group purchase. So they bought, like, I think one guy bought 6 ASIC miners and then went around and asked other people who wanted to get a miner, and I think people volunteered and they got the miners, and I think he's getting ready to distribute them out. I think that's what that post is about. Oh, you're talking about the GPUs. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with getting gigabyte GPUs. We're running, let me see, we have Asus here, we have a Vega, and that's it. Asus and a Vega. And the reason for those, I think they were just cheaper at the time when we got them. These are all these are 1070s, and then we have 6 RX 480s. The RX 480s were on our firstborn child, and firstborn is also known as the most problem child too. So, what is ASIC? I first heard of it in Remy, Bitcoin billionaire, went from basic to ASIC. ASIC is a specific CPU chip that is specific for mining. It is, like, the main reason for it was for Bitcoin, and so it's another mining rig, but it's just using CPU chips. Bitmain is a big company that puts them out. So let me see here. Alright, so Bitmain is a big company that puts them out, and these are basically what the ASICs are. So there's this shell here where they house all the different mining chips, big ass fan. You actually have to purchase a server power supply with it. So if you come over to I think it's businesses, see all products. Yeah. So these are the different they call them, they're ANT miners. The ANT miner, I guess, is the one that puts them out. So these are the different ANT miners that you can buy. S9, I believe the S9 is for Bitcoin. L3 Plus is for Litecoin. There's a D model in here also somewhere. Maybe S is the D model. One of these is for Dash specific, but you can see the shipment. This is already sold out for the February shipment. March shipment's already sold out. Yeah, and this is one of the reasons why Peter and I stay away from ASICs, is because the lead time to get them is so far out that by the time you actually get it, the ROI that you calculated is way different. And so that's why we stick to GPU mining, is because we can buy the GPUs now and we don't have to wait later when the profitability is changing. You don't know what the profitability is going to change to. It just depends on the difficulty changes. So yeah, go with GPU mining. They have the best warranty. The Vega is best. Asus and MSI are close seconds. Yeah. Check out on your warranties though for these. I think I've heard somewhere that GPU manufacturers are now saying that if you're mining with the card, that you have now voided the warranty. I don't remember where I read that, but if you do turn it in on your warranty, just be careful. Just be mindful of that. Are you guys preferring ASIC resistant coins then? Yes, we do prefer ASIC resistant coins. Which GPU would you pick to mine with? Low price, low power, high performance. I think this is one of those things where you can get 2 out of the 3, but you can't get all 3. This guy's saying NVIDIA GeForce 1060s 3 gig cards. So those are going to phase out soon. The 3 gig cards are going to phase out soon. Soon, I don't know when it is. I know it's soon is a relative term. But if you're mining, you want to make sure that you're getting stuff that's going to mine for a year or more without any issues. This guy here is linking. Yeah, I don't think I would suggest the 1060. 1060s, like I said, they're going to go out pretty soon. The 1070s have been pretty good as far as staying with constant profitability. So I'm gonna go ahead and reply to this guy and just say I would suggest 1070s. AC unit just turned off again, and it is already burning up in here. I think this rig is good to go too. So you may be wondering why I leave it going for a little while and I'm not just moving from machine to machine to machine. It's because I want to make sure that that it's doing good, that nothing is messing up. The fans are still running good. We're hashing at a good rate. We're not getting a lot of rejected shares. And so far so good on this. The one thing about Bitcoin mining is there's supposed to be like a restriction to where you can't jump pools. So if you were to like mine from one pool and you're like, oh, the profitability sucks here, I'm gonna go to a different pool. There's like a 24-hour period that you have to mine before you can really start to get your payouts, I guess. That's just what I hear. I've seen our rigs jump over to the other pool and it'd be just fine. So I'm not sure. So if you had a window open, you don't need an AC. So that's a good question, Tarek. A window being open is like free access to a thief. We're not on a second floor, we're on a main floor here. So if we were to leave a window open, we would basically be like inviting people to come jump through the window and take all of our stuff. So this room is actually an interior room. There's no windows in here. There's 4 inset lights in here, and the AC unit actually runs through one of those holes into the attic. So there's actually a hole in our ceiling here, which, you know, heat rises, so heat is leaving through that hole into the attic space, which is good. It's cold, heats the attic, which should theoretically keep the cooling costs or the heating costs of the rest of the facility down. But that's the reason why. And also, if you saw when I was showing you 8 of 10's mining setup, where he's got the windows and he's got a cardboard cutout of where his windows or where his fans are and they're blowing in, when it rains or smoke or anything from the outside, you're sucking that in. And here in Georgia, we have really high levels of humidity during our summer months. So we may get levels of like 80 to 90% humidity here. And so when you bring that humid air in, that humid air, when it cools, you know, it becomes moisture, and that moisture gets on your rigs. So as far as like having an open window, you've got to be able to have something that brings the air in and then takes hot air out. So there is a way to do it. There is a way to bring air in from outside put it through your units, and then shoot it up, maybe through a roof or an outward vent. There is a way to do that, but again, for us here in Georgia, because of the humidity, if we're bringing that humid air in, and then it just could, there's a potential for it to condense and then to cause moisture, and that's one of the issues that that 8 of 10 is having, is that he's actually sucking in snow. I think he said he was in Sweden. He's actually sucking in snow, and then snow is landing on his motherboards and then having an issue. Alright, so this, I'm actually looking at this now, and our original server is not working very well. Looks like it's kicking us out of it. So I don't know what's going on with this one. I guess we're gonna get stuck mining on that other one. Looks like that server just went completely down. Yeah, so we're back mining on that other pool, which is fine. It's not that big of a deal, but the other one was a lot more profitable. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to another computer here and get it checked out. We are still low on what we should be mining at. Check and make sure we're not on another server here. Curious to know how many people we got watching right now. I haven't looked over. If anyone can check and then let me know, post it in the chat. Appreciate it. Curious, this thing is being really weird. Alright, so check 3 rigs now. Those 3 rigs are okay. I think I'm gonna start getting some of these rigs over to Nicehash real quick. 11 people, okay. If you take the outside air and rigs shut down, you're fucked. Exactly. Bringing in outside air and then the rigs getting shut down. I mean, you're not gonna get a warranty. I don't think they're gonna pay you on that. They're gonna be like, what do you mean you pulled in outside air and killed your computer? Is there a driver's update? Oh shit. Like I said, there's a lot of things that you need to make sure you check on your computers, driver's updates, things like that. We actually have it so that the Windows updates on most of these rigs, they have to ask. The last big security update for Windows that came through really killed us. I don't comprehend what you mean. Demonetized. I haven't gotten the demonetized letters yet. I hope I don't ever get them. What do you not comprehend? What up, Anthy? Glad everyone's here. Like I said, I'm just doing some maintenance on the rigs, answering questions that you guys got. The air getting in. Okay, so if you have an open window, right, and you're sucking the outside air in to your room, okay, because you have to have circulation. The air has to circulate. So if you have air coming in, if that air is humid meaning there's moisture in the air, as soon as that cooler air hits your mining rigs, it condenses, and that condensed humid air is moisture, and so by that it would end up putting moisture drops onto your mining rigs. Run it like a data center, conditioned air, or get the fuck out. Conditioned air. It's been a good investment for us. How many machines are you got going? We have 11 rigs going, 66 GPUs in total. No problem, Tarek. Anytime. I'm about to set up 3 rigs, I think, on Nicehash. Before Nicehash got hacked, we were running a few rigs on Nicehash, and we were actually seeing some pretty good levels of profitability. We're still trying to figure out whether or not it's better to mine a rig or mine a coin specifically and then convert it to Bitcoin, or whether it's easier and better to do it with just using Nicehash. So we're still running that experiment. As soon as we know, I'll definitely be letting you guys know what I think about it. And again, it'll just be my opinion, not financial advice, but just my opinion. Demonetize everyone for everything. I hope not. I hope I keep it to where I don't go against their terms and conditions. Everyone has their terms and conditions, just like cloud mining. I stay away from it. Too many terms and conditions that put all the risk on you and none of the risk on them. So actually one of these rigs was pretty far out of date on the drivers. So just installing Nicehash went ahead and told me that the drivers were out of date. For those of you who just joined, be sure to hit the like button, tweet it out, let people know, let your friends know if they got questions about mining, where to get answers or anything. Just put it out here. I can answer your questions on the Bitcoin.pub. Anywhere you guys want to put it, I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. We actually even have a running topic where these guys are actually trying to build their own mining ASIC mining rig, which is pretty interesting. But it's above my expertise. I don't want to steal Peter's line about smash that like button. I don't want to steal his line, but it's a good line. It's a good line to have. How'd everyone's Christmas go? Did you guys have a good Christmas? I bet the other people in this office are like, man, why is the internet so slow right now? I hope they build a mining or an ASIC mining rig too. I mean, that'd be awesome, you know. Maybe they'll give us a discount. Just chilling in FOMO. FOMO on what? FOMO on that Ripple? Christmas is always good, yes. Celebrating the birth of our Savior is always good. Even for those of you who don't believe, I still wish you guys well. How do you control all your mining rigs with one screen? That's a good question. Manual labor. I literally have to unplug the connection and then plug it into each one of the rigs. I have the first GPU on every single one of these rigs has the cover of it off, so I know which which GPU I'm supposed to be plugging into, and then I just plug the DVI port into each one of them, and then USB mouse and keyboard, I plug those in, so everything is facing me. That way I can go in and just say, this rig, plug it in, and we're good to go. I don't have like all of them converging in and then a clicker. That actually might be a good idea if I could figure that out. I get them all to come into one clicker, but I don't think I can get a 12-piece converter. Man, this freaking driver update's taking forever. Mining FOMO was about 2 years too late. This is a hobby. I don't know. I think if you looked at the people that were mining 2 years ago, and they were sitting back and going, man, we're not making any money, but damn, we're having a good time. I think if you look back now, or if they look at it now, they would say, damn, we made a lot of money. And the reason why I say that is because I had a friend of mine ask me what I thought about Doge, and I just kind of laughed at him, and I was like, Peter is all about Doge, and he said he was mining Doge, and I said, well, I bet you wish you hadn't now. And he actually told me he mined 1.6 million Doge. So he actually has like $16,000 worth of Doge. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So even for someone like that, someone who mined a coin that is pretty much dead, he's actually pulled out a pretty good profit. I think this driver is crashing the computer. There we go. Alright, that's a good question. How much bandwidth are you using per rig? I don't actually know. I've not actually gone in and looked. I don't think it's much, because I've asked the landlord if he's seen any slowdown on the internet, and he hasn't. The reason why I made the comment about them losing speed now is because I'm streaming and downloading drivers and everything else. But I believe we have, since this is a business office, we have like the business package, so it's like 100 megabits per second internet speed here, up and down. So I don't think it's an issue actually. Yeah, Tarek, I gotta put in that work, constantly moving all this stuff over. Back when Peter actually got hacked, we had to make sure that we had changed all of our wallet addresses in here. So that was a big pain, because I had to get the new wallet address from Peter, and then come in here, change all the addresses. Just takes a while. This was a pretty big update. You say we. You're running those rigs with a friend. We being Peter and I. Peter is, bite-sized Bitcoin and now decentralized currency, or decentralized TV. So Peter and I met actually at Chuck E. Cheese, of all places. Biggest freaking update ever. What else is going on the pub? Anyone got some interesting New Year's resolutions you want to share with us? Restart now. This is bad news. Alright, clickbait. Let's look at it. Nobody guaranteed tomorrow. You might deal with... There's some heavy stuff in here. And there's a Windows update? Golly, there's always something. You're right, JT. I could add a switch. It's not mining if you're not putting in sweat, bro. I am sweating right now. It is hot in here. The AC unit turned off again. So it's doing its normal cycling. Bitcoin Lightning Network. That would be nice. Best way to view YouTube while doing the pump. Yeah, look at Peter. Chilling. He's got cameras all over the place. Oh yeah, AC is coming back on. I feel like Peter. Here's a Lambo, eggs, and blueberries. So you want to know something else that's kind of funny about Peter? So the day that I went over there to do the live stream building a mining rig, he says, "Hey, can you pick up breakfast?" I'm like, "Yeah, what do you want?" He says, "I want McDonald's." Peter wanted McDonald's. I still can't get over the fact that Peter even eats McDonald's. I think he eats McDonald's more than you would think he does. With how he looks, how healthy he looks. Also, speaking of McDonald's, is it still that they're going to start accepting Bitcoin next year in the United States? I heard that they accept it like in Europe somewhere, that they're actually accepting Bitcoin as a form of currency over there for McDonald's. If that's the case, it'd be pretty awesome. Maybe they'll like put it on their app. How do you switch to night mode on the pub? So you go to settings, and then is it profile? No, not profile. Interface. And then you can set the theme to dark. So click on your icon, go to settings, and then theme dark. This was the default. Make sure you click the default button. That was the default back when we first started the pub back in like August, and then they changed it over to the white screen, and I can't get to the white screen. Rumors are McDonald's, Amazon, Facebook for ads. Okay. Haven't seen any more stuff on Amazon. It would be nice though. Why is he not replying? Alright, let's see. Updates are finally done. I think we might actually be able to get Nicehash running again. Litecoin for Facebook, my mistake. Okay. So for the ads, so how do you mean? Like, are they going to, if you click on the ad, they get paid in Litecoin? Oh shit. Let's see, how am I going to do this? Damn it. They sell ads to marketers and will take, okay, so they take Litecoin as it. Who are you talking about, JT? Facebook is littered with ads. Yeah, they are. I swear, like, every time I scroll through Facebook now, it's just ads and videos. I feel like the videos have like taken over Facebook. Everyone's got videos that they share and like, and you got to hear about everyone's shares and likes. I usually only get on Facebook to check on my friends, see how they're doing. Cause I live in Georgia, but I have a lot of friends. I grew up in California, so I've got a lot of friends in California that I don't get to talk to on as much as I would like. So I end up having to just kind of follow them on Facebook and see what they're up to. Peter, you don't get fat. Have you guys seen some of the earlier pictures of Peter? I don't want to turn this into a Peter Bash stream or make fun of Peter's stream, but it is pretty funny. Camera filter. Man, Nicehash has really stepped up its security. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to set it up to actually mine to their wallet, because they're going to start doing the free withdrawal to Coinbase. So that's what I'm trying to do, and they're asking for all kinds of setup, two-factor authenticator, which is great. All of this is great stuff. So I'm just kind of walking them through with you guys just to show you, or just to keep you guys updated about what's going on with Nicehash and what they're doing after this breach. So we got the withdrawal set up. Now we need to set up the login. Like I said, this is, I mean, having to go through this process isn't bad. It's just nice that they're taking it seriously, guys. That's what they're really doing. They're not jumping back in and saying, well, that must have been a one-time thing, nobody's going to get through us again. And now they're actually taking the time to make sure they get everything right. Alright, so all that's set up. Let's get my wallet. Get my wallet address. Let's paste that in here. Let's see, what benchmarks do we have set? Do we have everything set? I think we have set what we want to have set. So let's start this thing back up and let Nicehash do its thing. Was Nicehash slipping before the hack, in your opinion? They got skinned alive. I don't know. I mean, if you think about it, the way that they described it was that the guy, whoever hacked it, or the group of people who hacked it, whichever one it is, they gained access through somebody else's credentials. So my question would be, are they making their people change their password every month? Are they making sure that the people's passwords aren't password 123? Things like that. When you're a high security, high traffic place, you definitely need to make sure that you have some very hard passwords. Now I know that they say now that they can hack passwords like it's nothing. So it's just hard to say, really. I mean, you gotta have securities in place, especially withdrawing. Like, they should not have been able to withdraw that large amount of money that quickly. There should have been like a cap, like, hey, why are you withdrawing 4,700 Bitcoin? Brute force. I don't know about brute force. Yay, we have one rig mining on Nicehash to a Nicehash wallet. So all of that is done and set up. By the way, my photos at Walgreens are ready for me to pick up, just in case you guys wanted to know. So just so you guys know, if you mine to a Nicehash wallet, your payouts are more frequent also. So if you think about it, you can mine to an external wallet, or you can mine to their wallet. All right. So if you mine to your wallet, an external wallet, you have to get the mine. I think it's 0.1 Bitcoin to get paid out daily, 0.01 Bitcoin to get paid out weekly, 0.0001 Bitcoin to get paid out monthly. So that's for your external. For internal, I think they pay you out like 0.001 every day into your Nicehash wallet. So with the fact that you can now mine to the Nicehash wallet and then transfer it to Coinbase free, it makes it worth it to use a wallet. Yeah, JT, there's definitely should have been a cap. Alright, so that's off. We now have one rig mining to Nicehash. So the one rig we have mining to Nicehash, it's, let me see, it's all GTX 1070s, and it looks like it's mining Equihash right now, 2,644 souls per second, which is roughly about $21.16 a day. That's pretty good. So if we extended that out to all the rigs, let's say we did do that to all the rigs, we have 11 rigs, so it'd be about, I don't know, was that 240 a day, something like that? Not bad. And that's all coming over converted into Bitcoin, so it's not bad at all. One thing I do have to make sure I do is make sure our fans are running at a high temperature. I have people that ask me what our fan speeds are. Do we set them to 100%? I don't set my fans to 100%. And the reason why I don't set the fans to 100% is because they're not made to go 100% 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They're made to go periodically on and off. Remember, these are for gaming, so there's not usually this extended amount of time of the fans being on. So I usually run my fans at about 85%. $85 to $90, I would say, is a good good speed you should have your fans set to. Nicehash wallet, GDAX, Coinbase. Yeah, Nicehash wallet to Coinbase, then Coinbase to GDAX, no fees. Yep. Oh, you can't withdraw it in Canada. Okay, so yeah, that presents a problem for all you Canadians out there. You don't have the accessibility like we do to cash out. So I'm just waiting for the temperatures to come back down now that I've set the fan speeds manually. Running still pretty hot. This rig that I have these things mining on is on the bottom, so it makes sense that they would be running a lot hotter. Alright, good. So we're back down to a good temperature now. Still running about $21.12 a day. So it's pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to another computer and get it set up for mining Nicehash. So be right back. I think it's funny some of the things that they put on these mining screens when you're doing like your profitabilities and stuff like that, and they'll say or not your profitabilities, but whether or not you've accepted a share. Your share's been accepted. It'll say yes, it's been accepted, or it'll say boo, like it's not, it's been rejected. Nobody likes to see that your shares are being rejected though. So again, we're going to stop this one from mining. It's currently mining Bitcoin. We're going to shut it down. Check our drivers again on this one, because I don't think the drivers on this one have been updated in a while. Yeah, they haven't been. Will this tell me how many people are watching? Just refresh it, I guess. Pause it. Nine people. We gotta get more people in here, guys. Gotta hit that like button. So again, guys, I'm just in here. I'm at our office. I'm setting up some of the computers to mine on Nicehash. Currently, we have some computers mining on Bitcoin right now. During the time when Nicehash was hacked, we were running our experiment on Nicehash. So I'm trying to get all that stuff back up and running again, so that we can continue our experiment. And basically, what our experiment is whether or not it's whether or not it's cheaper to mine with Nicehash, or not cheaper, more profitable to mine with Nicehash and get paid in Bitcoin, or is it more profitable to mine another coin and then convert it to Bitcoin? Because I mean, as most of you have heard from Peter, and I believe this too, is that your money is really better off to be in Bitcoin. That's my opinion, not financial advice, but my opinion. It's better off in Bitcoin. I've had lots of money in altcoins, and every time Bitcoin goes up, my profits from those altcoins have gone down. Meaning that because I'm exchanging Bitcoin for those altcoins, I look at my return as in Bitcoin, not in cash. So even though the cash value of it has, say, gone from $5 to $10, if Bitcoin has also doubled in that time, then I've actually not made any money, because I would have had it in Bitcoin, and Bitcoin did the same thing. Now, if you are using cash to buy it, okay, then it might be different. So, for instance, like Ripple. Ripple, for instance, you can buy Ripple with Bitcoin, like through Bittrex or something like that, which I believe Bittrex isn't accepting any new users right now. Or you can go to another site. I can't remember it off the top of my head. You can go to another site and you can buy it directly with USD or fiat currencies. So that's when you would be looking at it as a cash value, whether or not it's making up the profits in cash. But Ripple is not mineable either. Got a lot of friends that are jumping on Ripple right now, and just have to caution them on Ripple. Is, you know, Ripple is being controlled by banks, and it's like they can print more Ripple. So I do still think it's a good coin, though. I would just be real wary of it. I know it's like number 4 on CoinMarketCap right now, but it also has like 38 billion Ripple out there. So just be aware of that. Do your research before you start buying into any of these altcoins, just like you would do your research on whether or not you would start mining or not. And if you're doing mining, if you're thinking about doing mining and you're seeing me sitting here doing all this maintenance stuff on all the rigs, just remember that I'm doing the maintenance on 10 rigs, 11 rigs. Most of you would probably only start with 1 rig. This maintenance that I have to do on these rigs is not very often. It's maybe once every other week, maybe. For the most part, though, they're on autopilot. I don't have to do anything to them. I just make sure that they're running. I check them I check them daily to make sure that they are still profitable or still running. But other than that, it's not like I have to come in here every day, turn everything off, turn it back on, nothing like that. So if you're looking at it and wondering, well, how much maintenance do I have to do? There's not a whole lot. When there is, if you have 10 rigs, it takes a while. But for the most part, if you're running 1 rig and it's at your house, you should be pretty good. Shouldn't take up too much of your time. Everyone's all about this icon. Icon, icon, icon. Always at the top of the list here on the Bitcoin.pub. Look at that. Get that Ripple. What is Ripple at today? $1.46, up 11%. That's not bad. The first time I bought Ripple at at 1 cent each, and then I ended up selling it when it got to about 11 cents, and then I bought it back again at 9 cents, sold it at 18 cents, bought back in at like 17 cents, and then I sold it again at like 25 cents. So I've been back and forth on Ripple. Ripple just got another partnership. Who did they get a partnership with, Jim? I wonder if that's what's in here. Is this it? SBI Ripple Asia announces XRP integration with credit card. Nothing to do with Ripple, but man, this looks scammy. Why would you post it here? Why would you post something that has nothing to do with Ripple in the Ripple thing? That looks like Exodus. That looks like the Exodus wallet, actually. Can't bring yourself to buy it. I mean, I don't blame you. Do your research, and that's what it's all about. What's funny is I've talked to my friends. I game with about 4 other guys, right? I game almost every night with 4 other guys, and since February I've been talking to them about Bitcoin. I've been telling them, hey, we all play games together. I know what GPUs you guys are mining with or running with, because 2 of the 4 people I built their computers. So I'm telling them, hey, let's get you mining. This was back in February, and at that time I knew about Nicehash, so I was like, hey, just start mining with Nicehash. It's super easy. And only one of those 4 other guys actually took it up and was like, you know what, I'm gonna mine. And so he started mining, I started mining, and the other guys, they didn't even want to buy into Bitcoin. And Bitcoin was like $1,000 or $1,200 at the time. And so I told them, you guys are missing out. You guys are going to miss out. And they just kept telling me about, oh, Bitcoin, what funny money, fool's gold, all this stuff. And they didn't want to do it. So I told them, hey, it's your choice. I'm not a financial advisor, and you guys do what you want with your money. And now they're looking at it and going, wow, it's $14,000 a piece. I should have got into it. And I keep telling them, it's not too late. It's not too late. You should definitely get into Bitcoin. And they turn around and they buy Ripple. And I'm like, why did you buy Ripple? And they're like, because it's cheaper. I'm like, okay, so you bought Ripple because it's cheaper. You know you can buy that same amount in Bitcoin. Yeah, but I can buy a whole Ripple, you know, or a bunch of Ripple. I'm like, if you bought 100 Ripple and it goes up 30%, and you bought 0.01 Bitcoin and it went up 30%, you're still making the same amount of money. So you're banking on a coin that you guys have no idea about. And I'm always specifically talking to them, not to you guys, but to them. They have no idea what cryptocurrency is all about, and they jump right into Ripple, you know, the one that's controlled by banks, which the whole reason for Bitcoin is to get away from the banks. So just kind of funny. BitConnect, yeah, no, I'm not putting my money in BitConnect. That's crazy. I believe BitConnect is just a huge Ponzi scheme scam, which I've been part of a pyramid scheme, which I finally was able to get out of about a month or two ago. So they're out there, guys. I was in one. I actually posted it here on the Bitcoin.pub. See if I can find it. And I posted my comments about it right here. This company right here. I'm not even going to say it out loud because I don't want the Google bots to grab it and run with it. But this is the company right here. And I can tell you that I barely made my original investment. I barely made it back out. And my friends who I recruited to it, they did not make their money back out. And my mom, who I recruited to it, she will not be making her money back out. They've actually come out with an announcement saying that they will be ending all U.S. Customers by the end of this year, and they're promising to pay you back what you have left on your guarantee, which your guarantee is 50% of your original investment. So unfortunately my mom is going to be out quite a bit of money. For her though, she's not really concerned about it because she doesn't look at cryptocurrency the same way I do. She looks at it as she looks at just dollar value. You know, she paid $1,200. How much is she getting back? And so far she likes it from that aspect. Are you using the same Nicehash app prior to the hack or reinstalling the program all over again? So I don't actually use the download that you get from Nicehash. So Nicehash has their like 2.0 or something like that. It's probably got a bunch of additional digits behind it now. But they had one called like it's like 2.0 point something something. I don't use their program. There's actually a guy, and I would give you the name if this computer wasn't updating. But there's actually a guy who they let have the original package, and so he's still running with the 1 point version, you know, the version 1. He's still running with that, and that's the version I'm actually using. And I can't remember the name. Gosh, we could go here, we Google it. Nicehash miner. See, you can already see the autocomplete 1.8 is the last time I looked for it. So GitHub, it's the Nicehash miner legacy is what I'm using. This one here, 1.8.2. Dylan, and that's the guy. He's been keeping the original interface and stuff up, and that's the one I've been using. So I'm not using the one from, if you look at nicehash.com and download. I'm not using this one, 2.0.1.5. I'm not using that one. This is the new interface, and when it first came out, I got on to the beta testing of it, and it just crashed a lot for me. So I've just been staying away from it and just using the legacy one. I'm sure it's probably fine now, but I just like using the legacy one. It's just easy. Where is Vertcoin at today? So Lisk is another coin that I got into a long time ago, and I actually got out of it, but it's a good one that I like to keep up with just to see. Here's Peter's baby here, Doge, up to 33. Decred, that's another one I'm invested in. Decred. Vertcoin 666, Mark of the Devil. I don't know what's going on with Vertcoin. I think once Nicehash came back on, maybe, and everyone went from one-click miner back over to Nicehash, maybe this just died. I mean, everything's in the red today. It's like profit-taking Friday turned into profit-taking Thursday now. Ripple's the only one that's going up. As I'm sitting here saying to be careful of it. EOS is another one I got into a while back when it was like $1.80. If you caught the stream that I was on with Bitsby Trippin', he is very bullish on EOS. So he's a smart guy. I would say don't take what he says too lightly. Might be a good idea to drop in on some EOS. Oh man, these Windows updates take forever, especially this latest one. So what y'all's plans for New Year's? I know for us, we have 2 kids, so we will be sitting at home, probably playing board games again, and bringing in the New Year watching TV. Golly, I thought this thing was done. It said 100%. Now it's like more updating. Always updating. Oh man. Finally restarting. Get another computer up on Nicehash. That'll be nice, won't it? Nicehash. Nice setup. Your PC may restart several times. Great. Great. Thank you, Windows. What else we got going on in the pub? It's a good thing I have the pub here to keep me busy while this thing is updating forever. Korea dumping Bitcoin. Rebalancing versus buying at the top. Man, there's a lot of good tips on here, guys. Where's the what you doing page right now? Where's that? That's always fun for me to look at. I like to look at what everyone's doing. Where is that? That needs to be like at the top all the time. Get cryptoed up and smash into ICX. What? Just ICX, man. The Korean barbecue headquarters. Let's see. Isn't it "What are you doing?" or something like that? Why am I having a hard time finding this? I think it's in the water cooler. Let's see, water cooler. Here it is. Where are you today? These are always fun to look at. She must be freezing her ass off on Christmas. Golf. Golf is one thing I am terrible at. Peter doesn't like getting his haircut. I got my haircut yesterday. everyone's going out to get some Korean barbecue. I got Korean barbecue the other day. It was we went to a place called Iron Age, and it's like all you can eat for lunchtime. And I was taking my buddies out from work. I decided I would pay for everything, and it's usually $16 for lunch. You know, all you can eat at lunchtime. So we just pigged out. We went crazy, and they brought out the bill, and I looked at it. There was like 4 of us. I looked at it and I was like, it's $100. It's supposed to be $16 each. It's $100. And they didn't tell us we were ordering off of the dinner menu. Like the first thing we ordered was off the dinner menu. Nobody even said like, hey, that's the dinner menu. It's more expensive. No, they just let us keep ordering and whatever. Good thing Bitcoin is doing well. That trunk is so small in that Lambo. His kid barely even fits in there. But what is that? Some gumbo? I'll take some of that right now. I'm getting hungry. Blueberry jam. Some comic books. Yo, who's this? Slash. Slash getting ready to set up his 3rd mining rig. That's what I like to see. What does he got in here? What's he got in here? He's got Strix Gaming. Looks like 1070s. 1070 Ti's. Nice. He's got his motherboard. See, these are the motherboards that we use too. I would show you the box, but it is stacked really high behind me, or in front of me. And I'm not that tall. Oh no. That's nice though. Look at that Christmas tree. If you want to make it look like you got a lot of presents, get a small Christmas tree. There's that Korean barbecue, celebrating Christmas the only way you know how. Man, that looks good. I'm freaking starving now. Thanks, Peter. What is with his face? I feel like there's like, I thought that was like a hot glue gun for a second. Man, I hope it snows here again in Georgia. It's supposed to snow Sunday, I believe. Wow. Bite Size Bitcoin, 27,000 subscribers. We need 27,000 subscribers to come over here, and we need 27,000 subscribers to go over to Decentralized TV. Peter always grinding at that gym. That's why Peter Can eat that McDonald's. Jim, you mean Peter's videos? He always looks high or drunk. You know, Peter goes through most of the time and he changes that thumbnail so that he doesn't look, so he has like a icon and stuff. I need to start doing that on some of my stuff. Right now I've been just using the Bitcoin mining symbol as my cover, my thumbnail. Oh, every time you pause one of Peter's videos, yeah. I think that's anyone though. You pause anyone's video in the middle of them talking, they just look like they're high or drunk, one or the other. Alright, this computer's taking forever. I'm gonna go ahead and switch it to a different computer and get that computer mining on Nicehash. Oh, this one is just not converting over to the other. To the other one. Interesting. Alright, so this one we're going to take you down. All these computers need to be updated. It's not getting as hot in here as it usually does after the AC unit turns off. I wonder if some of these units just went offline. If you could talk about the actual gross and net revenue you get from each rig, that would be helpful. It's hard to say from each rig because all of it gets lumped into one. But like, okay, so for instance, we were doing the we were mining on Nicehash, right? And it was telling me it was $21.12 a day. So typically what I do is because we rent this space out, so we have our rent to pay, and then we have our utility costs. I usually account about 30% of what we mine and profit. 30 to 35% goes towards paying utilities. So if you take the 20, let's say it's just $20 a day, so 30% of $20 is $6. So $6 a day goes to expenses, and $12 a day goes towards profit. So or $14 a day goes towards profit. So that's how I would look at revenue versus actual, or gross versus revenue. It's gotten a lot cooler in here. I'm thinking that something must have went down somewhere. If we keep having these problems with Vertcoin, we may be moving everything back over to Nicehash. What I'm looking at right now is we have a splitter, right? So it splits all of our internet. We have one Ethernet that comes in, and then we split it out to each of the other Ethernet, so we don't have everything running on Wi-Fi. So the splitter right now is telling me that rig 4 and rig 5 are down. Kind of interesting. It makes sense for 4 to be down because it's running its Windows update, but I don't know why 5 would be down. And I hate to change everything over when this thing is trying to install driver updates. I feel like every time I move too fast, if I plug in a computer or plug in to update one and then I pull out my DBI and connect to somewhere else, I feel like the computer senses that it's not pulling the video through, and so it messes up or does something funny. I've had that happen a couple times now. So we'll wait for these drivers to update, shut it down, install updates on this one before I move on to the next one. So Jim, what coins are you going to be looking to get into next year? Which ones are you thinking are going to be heavy profitable coins? Share with you that I think that EOS is going to be a big grower. I don't know if maybe that's just me wanting that investment to grow, or that I think that EOS is really going to be that big competitor to Ethereum. Litecoin, yeah, definitely Litecoin. I feel you on that. I really need to start looking more into this icon. Everyone's been talking about icon. I just haven't had time to. BRD, I've never heard of BRD. Bread. Is this the same people that make Bread Wallet? What markets is it being exchanged on? Binance? Just on Binance. I have Bread Wallet. Yeah, I still have Bread Wallet. I don't have anything in there right now. Koreans are falling for the FUD. You say that because, JT, you say that because they're selling off all their Bitcoin? I mean, they're number 2. Right there. They're trading at half of what America's trading at right now. Not shutting down crypto like China, just government trying to regulate exchanges to keep another Yobit from happening. Yeah, I get that. ICX got a huge, great team in their next work. They're about to come online, their apps are I think there's a lot of good stuff coming out right now. Just I hope it all works out. I need to find me that I need to find me that new coin to make me a bunch of money so I can jump in and get out. And the reason why I jump in and get out is because Bitcoin's usually pretty quick to follow right afterwards with jumping up too, because you always see the trend where Bitcoin goes up, all the altcoins go up, and then Bitcoin goes down and all the altcoins go down even faster. Sometimes the Bitcoin's going up so fast, you see the altcoins go down really fast. Oh, so let's see which one of these computers decided to go down while we were sitting here. The first one that we had on Nicehash, what was I saying? It was like $12.12 or $21.12. Now up to $22.55. Now all these Vertcoin ones, or so far this Vertcoin one has decided to come down also. I don't know what's going on with the one-click miner right now, but looks like the pools are coming offline or something. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of error messages from all the Vertcoin stuff. All the addresses seem to not be responding. And that is probably why it's getting cool in here. Because none of them are mining. See, and that's a problem too. So if you're mining with Vertcoin, if you're mining with one-click miner, and all the pools that you have all stop responding, you got an issue. You're not making any money. At least with Nicehash, at least it will automatically change you over to another algorithm and keep you mining. What up, Gabriel? Namaste. Gabriel, did you have a good Christmas? Or Hanukkah, or whatever you celebrate? We're here at the mining office doing a bunch of updates. I think icon $30 by February is possible, as long as there's nothing big. Historical dip. Mine was great. I got a lightsaber. I don't know if any of you guys know, but I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Thought the newest movie that just came out was great. I have my own Stormtrooper outfit, so I march with the Georgia Garrison, the 501st Garrison. But I got a. You're probably wondering why I'm excited about having a lightsaber is I'm trying to do a rendition of the Stormtroopers that are in the lore about the Stormtroopers that were cloned from a Sith who were then trained. They weren't able to use the Force, but they were Force sensitive, and so they were given lightsabers and stuff like that. And actually, they were wiped out by Darth Vader because Vader saw them as a threat. So I'm actually looking to do some kind of my own rendition on this lore. Gabriel, you got plans for New Year's? What you gonna do? For New Year's, you're planning on moving to Norway? I'm sure there's a story there. It looks like one of the computers is back up again. Oh no, Jim, I was talking to Gabriel, talking about move to Norway. Oh, maybe he was telling someone else? Just chilling for New Year's? Yeah. JT, I don't think Peter minds. Honestly, I don't think he minds having any of his audience come over here. I think there's more than enough to go around, and I believe he says the same thing. More than enough to go around. And I don't think Peter's live streaming right now, is he? No, he said he had to go out and run some errands. Yeah, sharing, not stealing. I think there's more than enough to go around in the crypto world. It all depends on who's live and when they're live and if they're interesting or not. I'm glad you are finding me to be very interesting. Even though I'm sitting here just typing away trying to get this stuff to work right. You're not talking too much, Gabriel. I like the conversations in the chat. Makes me feel like there's people actually here and listening. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Jim. So yeah, so basically it looks like what happened while we're sitting here streaming is Vertcoin, the three mining pools that we had set up all went down. I'm looking through, you know, I've emailed myself all of our servers so I can go in and check to see if we're mining and what we're mining at, how much hash power we have on that pool. And so I go through and I click on every single one of these pools, their URL address, or yeah, their IP addresses, and they all can't be reached right now. So I'm real curious to know what's going on with the Vertcoin mining pools. Is it just these pools that I've been mining on, which is crazy? Just the 3 pools that we're mining on are all down. So it's really, really weird. And one rig just completely shut off. Maybe all this updating and stuff has just knocked a couple of them down. What I wanted to do today was set up some stuff on Zencash. That might have to wait until tomorrow. since we're doing all these updates on the drivers instead. Some coins I'm interested in. I mainly stick to just a few now. I don't do a whole lot of research on any of the other ones at the moment, but I mainly stick to Bitcoin, Litecoin, EOS, and Vertcoin, because we're mining Vertcoin, or we're mining Vertcoin. We'll see how these servers, if these servers ever come back up. But those are the ones I pretty much stick to. I haven't really gone too much into any of the other ICOs. Now, I really jumped on the bandwagon on like 10x and Omisco, and those did not shape out to do very well for me. If I had even kept my 10x, probably still would have been breaking even. Omisco, I just saw it up here. Yeah, $13. I would have just been breaking even still. So I just wouldn't have done good on keeping those up to date. Richard Hart talking about other coins he's releasing. What other coins is he releasing? You know, people just create coins just to create coins, I feel like now. I mean, you really got to look at what they're adding to the value, or, you know, what they're adding. Are they adding something that's new and innovative, or are they just doing something else? Let's see what he says on Twitter. You know, if it's ASIC resistant, that's good for me. But again, it's got to be something that adds value. It can't just be just another coin. Yeah, if he hasn't released it yet, and I can't really say. It's probably just all speculation at this point, what it's going to be and what it's not going to be. But I'd really have to do some deep research to see what he's actually providing to the network. Just not another coin. You know, you've already got Bitcoin being this currency, and then, you know, being the entrepreneur and the pioneer, and then you've got like Ethereum coming in with smart contracts, you know, things like that. So you got to be innovative. You got to bring something new to the table. What's the new thing that he's going to bring to the table? No, I haven't heard anything, Jim. But to be honest, I haven't looked for anything either. And most of my time is spent in the GPU mining world, so not much, I guess, as far as new information there really. Most of the new information in the mining world comes actually from cloud mining. So there's lots of like new cloud mining companies that are sparking up, and for me, each of them rehash the same thing over and over. They sell you a hash rate, they limit your terms, and they provide verbiage in there so that they can terminate your contract at any time. And for me, also, most of these companies are outside the United States, so for me, it's very hard to get a hold of these people to be like, hey, where's my money? Or I'm going to sue you, or any kind of way for me to recoup any of my investment costs. So it's the validity, I guess. It's whether or not they're real, they're doing what they say they're going to do, and whether or not their numbers that they're providing to you are real and legitimate. And because I can't see any of that, I don't trust them. Not to mention that we're already doing our own mining thing here. So why do I need to go mine somewhere else, really? I don't think he's a bullshit type of guy either, but alright, man, Tarek, see you later. I don't think he's a bullshit guy either, but it's not about whether or not he's a bullshit guy. It's just whether or not it's a legitimate, like, what he's bringing to the table, like what's new, and is it useful? So what I'm realizing, which is a huge pain, is that for me to run Nicehash, all the drivers have to be up to date, at least up to date to what Nicehash is running on. So going through and updating all these drivers is a real pain right now. With Vertcoin and the other coins, it hasn't mattered what we were mining, or what version of the drivers we were running. A tweeter or a book face. Nice. Well, it's starting to get hotter in here again, so I'm guessing stuff is actually starting to work. Lots of jumping around, guys. I'm still here. I'm just rushing around trying to get all these things back up and running again. Lots of work. Not very often, but when you do have to do it, it's a lot of work to be done. Like I said, with the other mining software, like one-click miner, we weren't having to do a lot of updates on the drivers. Usually, if a driver works, I don't like to touch it. But looks like with Nicehash, they want you to stay up to date on your drivers. I mean, it makes sense, but a lot of times the drivers are really geared towards gaming and not towards mining, so they don't really add any value to your mining. They really just add more time for you to have to go in and fix stuff and change stuff and do everything else. But don't get me wrong, there are some updates that need to happen. Alright, Jim, we'll see you later. Who we still got in here, guys? Got 4 people watching. I think we're going to go ahead and call it a day. I'm going to start trying to get some more of these rigs running and done with. I appreciate everyone stopping by, though, sharing your comments. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys want me to do some more of these things, I'll be more than happy to. Anyways, peace.